What's going on, everyone? Tommy here, and today we're going to be looking at the White Tiger by Pyzel. Now, Pyzel puts this in the category of funformance, and this particular one is 5.3 by 19.13 by 2.31 and comes in at 26.2 liters. Now, a fun fact about this board, it is the very surfboard used in Noel Solis's review of the surfboard. I'll put a link somewhere on the screen. You guys can go check out his review. I think it covers a lot of detail since he actually talks to one of the guys at Pyzel. So really quick, some housekeeping items. Please like, subscribe, and if you want to support the channel, there is a thanks button below, but if you want to support it passively, please just let these videos play all the way through. It actually helps the algorithm a lot and helps monetize the video. So I'm going to start with the bottom contours of the board, and as you saw, it starts as a single concave early, and about a third of the way through you could kind of start seeing hints of a double concave within the single. And as it works its way back towards the fins, it becomes more pronounced, and you can see a lot of the double within the single concave. Now over the front fins, it becomes a double, and then as it works its way further back, it's a double with a V, so almost like a spine. So now that spine is going to help with transitioning rail to rail when you're on your back foot and surfing off the tail. Now here I wanted to show the outline of the board and how it compared to something like the Seaside. It's not as wide as the Seaside, but definitely you can tell it's got a lot of grovel features. Wide point forward, little fuller nose, fuller tail, etc. In terms of rocker, it's got a very low tail rocker. It's a fraction less than the Seaside. I don't know if you could see it. Now rockers are actually very complex, so this is a very simple view, just comparing the actual height of the tail. And here's another simple view of the nose, the height of the nose off the ground. To truly understand the nuances of a rocker, you'd have to measure the curve. And now you could do that by measuring it at every, let's say, inch or whatever interval, or just use calculus. Now before I go into how this thing surfed, let me just tell you that this is about 2 liters less than my normal groveler. My Seaside comes in at 28.2 and this one is 26.2. Now even though smaller, it caught waves fairly well. It had really good get up and go speed. Not quite as good as the Bobby Quad, but very good and good down the line speed. Now I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to show the paddling into the waves for some of our kind of newer surfers in the community. I really think it'll help with timing and positioning. So now here you'll see how responsive the board is. So it's very good at tic-tacking and then really good on the tail. One thing I have to mention at this point is that I'm riding it as a 2+1. I have the NVS Orcas as my side fins and then a stabilizer. So another really interesting thing about Noel Solis's boards is that I typically like all of his boards, the versions that he rides, one size bigger, even though I think I weigh about 10 to 15 pounds less than he does. And this particular board is actually a custom. Now if you haven't noticed, the day is pretty soft. It's relatively small, but the board is doing well, again, to get up and go and get speed down the line. Every once in a while, if there is an open section, I get a decent maneuver. So overall, I think this board really performs well and is, I guess, fits the category of their definition of funformance. Now here's a different day, and it looks way different than the first day. It's a lot bigger, but it's way softer. And so this board actually proves itself in the mushy soft waves because combination of two things. The wider tail, the grovel features the wider tail, along with the large Orcas, which kind of have like a keel type feature to it. It hangs over the rear, so it's a little bit further back. It's got a lot of drive and it helps push through a lot of these soft sections. Now something I didn't like about this day is that this board got me through that middle section, and so it made my waves really long. So I had a lot of leg burners, and then I had a relatively long paddle back, which I was pretty out of shape. Waves that haven't been that good, so I had to do this 40 times. Pretty much, I don't know what kind of paddle that is. That's maybe what, 75 yards. It was pretty tiring. Oh, and I think I pulled my back doing that. But don't get me wrong, I know that's a good problem. It is a tad soft, but it was fun, and this board made it fun. And those fins too. I did try it with a smaller set of fins, which wasn't as drivey, so I think it helped a lot that the Orcas are extra wide. But they're still pivot, so you get a lot of maneuverability. Also, sorry about the zoom. I don't know why my solo shot wouldn't zoom, so it had me really far out. This is actually cropped 50%. So now, one of the things is anytime a section presented itself that, you know, was steep, decent, punchy, the board performed really well. So now, for whatever reason, at the back half of this session, my zoom decided to work. And once again, as the wave starts getting steeper, the board's maneuverability, especially if you're on the tail, is really good. And now this wave is really cool because it started out punchy and got super soft, but I'm still able to kind of get some pseudo cutbacks on the soft end. Now I did get a chance to test the stock 5.4. A friend of mine allowed me to trade with him, and he's got the PU version. The one I'm riding is EPS, the 5.3. And true to what I said earlier about liking my boards one size bigger than Noel Solace, I did like my buddy's 5.4 quite a bit better than the 5.3 I was riding. This isn't a very good example in terms of surfing, but the way it felt under my feet was a lot better. It just felt like it was the right size. And he had it set up as a thruster, which I normally don't like, but it worked really well. So now on this wave, I got a little ahead of it, but I kind of wanted to test to see how well it surfed through the flats, and it felt really comfortable. So now for another video, what I'll do is I'll compare the 5.4 to the 5.3 in terms of how it surfed, as well as test some other fin configurations, and that way you guys can, see the difference between surfing it as a twin, thruster, or quad. But that's only if I get another opportunity to surf this thing. I do have to return it to the owner. Oh, which also reminds me, if you're interested in buying this board, get on Instagram and DM me, or put it in the comments, and what I'll do is I'll put you in touch with the owner. Alright, I think I'm going to end it here, and I think I put up enough footage for you to get a sense of how this thing surfs. I'm going to end it with this long kind of soft wave through the flat sections and how well those fins and that tail drives through them. I know these questions are going to come up, is it better than the Bobby Quad? Is it better than the Seaside, or etc.? So I personally like the extra drive and hold that a Swallowtail has, so I will always lean towards that. But if you like that little extra looseness and release, this is a fantastic option. Support in any way possible. Click on that thanks button, or like I said, passively just watch these videos all the way through. It actually helps monetize the videos, believe it or not. And right now it's a losing game for me, but I do enjoy surfing, so I think I end up benefiting no matter what. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.